Another installment in our series of volcano-related talk story segments. In this After Dark in the Park presentation, USGS Hawaiian Volcano Observatory geologist Matt Patrick gives an update on the Kiluea summit eruption, starting with the high lava levels of October 2012.
In October of 2012, we had some of the highest levels, we had the highest levels that we've recorded for this eruption. This is Halemaumau crater here. This is from the helicopter, of course. And this is the overlook crater here. Here's the lava lake. It's upwelling over here, and it's flowing very slowly towards the south. The old, this is actually the overlook here, the overlook fencing. This is another just view from a different direction. You can see this spot of downwelling is characterized by this really vigorous spattering. And you can see the crust is composed of these black crustal plates that are separated by these thin lines of incandescence. So the level was rising in October 2012, and it actually reached its highest level that we've recorded in the current for the current eruption. On around October 26th of 2012, it was 22 meters or about 70 feet below the rim here. But during 2013, I'd say overall it's been kind of business as usual. Nothing too remarkable. The lava has still been contained within the overlook crater. It's been, relatively high, but not unusually high. And this is the view taken a couple months ago of the overlook crater, and here's the lake. Another view here. Here's the visitor overlook. And another view of the overlook crater, and you can see here how this north rim is very much overhanging. So it's presumably going to collapse more and potentially trigger more, possibly trigger more explosive events. And one happened actually in August of 2013. We had a collapse. This is from the Halemaumau overlook. We have several cameras there. So this is looking towards Jagger and HVO. There was a collapse in this portion of the crater, impacted the lake and caused this explosion. This is spatter in the air. This is one of the first frames taken by the camera during the explosion, and I'll show you a later frame just moments later. Here. So this is juvenile ejecta that landed basically at the foot of the tripod of the camera. The camera wasn't harmed. Yeah, this is another look at that ejecta. Carolyn is holding it here. Softball size with some Pele's hair. A little bit of lithic material here, and actually cutting it in half. You see some older material embedded in the fresh lava. So in the last few months, like I said, it's been relatively steady, and this is a view taken with a thermal camera, sped up. I forget the factor that I sped it up, I'm sorry. But sped up by a considerable amount. This is looking at the Halemaumau overlook, looking towards HVO and Jagger. You can see the upwelling areas here at the north, and the flow is spreading out, and much of the downwelling is in this area, just out of view, where there's actually often a persistent spattering source. Actually, you can see a little bit of the hot gas coming out. So to summarize the activity, we've had this persistent degassing from lava that's contained within an enlarging vent crater. We've had this steady activity. It's been punctuated and interrupted by a handful of small explosive events. And I should say these explosive events, I use small in the sense that there's nothing like the eruption of Mount St. Helens or Pinatubo, but large enough to kill a person if they were on the rim. The lava lake has been continuously present since February of 2010 with one interruption. That was the Kamoa eruption in March of 2011. And the lava lake level fluctuates, and it's very sensitive to changes at the East Rift Zone eruption site around Pu'o.
The entire presentation is available for viewing on the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park website under the Photos and Multimedia section.